Hi everyone, welcome again to another session on rehabilitation engineering. So we have been discussing calipers, and in the last video we discussed how or what are the points that you should be taking into consideration while prescribing an orthosis, right? So let us move on to foot orthosis today. So foot orthosis, like foot is the area below the ankle where where your tarsals, metatarsals, and like phalanges they lie, right? So exactly the place that comes in contact with the ground while you're gaiting. So foot orthosis are of two types. It's the boot type foot orthosis and the foot type foot orthosis. Foot type foot orthosis. But yeah, that's exactly how it is. So for example, if you're wearing a normal shoes, right, then that is a foot type. That would cover your foot. But if you're wearing ankle boots, then that would the boot that comes up till your ankle, right? In abroad it's very common to wear such boots during winter, and because it just keeps your foot warm, like it just keeps your foot nice and warm. But even in areas of northern India where it gets really cold, such boots are like of quite a lot of help. They keep your foot really warm. So the main difference, like I said, the main difference between the foot and a boot is that the boots cover the malleoli, and the shoe covers only the foot. Or it should be foot, not foot type. It should be, I think, shoe type anyway. So foot orthoses are made of materials such as leather, foam, etc. because they are nice, they're soft and squishy, and they support the foot very well. And components such as wedges and supports are used to manage different foot deformities. Arch supporters are a very good example which prevent overpronation of the foot, right? So it is often prescribed to people who have really flat feet, right? Arch supporters are prescribed to them so that their foot lands on the ground in a more or less neutral position. Foot orthoses are broadly divided into the upper and the lower part of the foot. So the lower part of the foot orthosis includes the sole, shank, toe spring, and the heel. The upper part of the foot orthosis consists of the quarter, heel quarter, vamp, thread, toe, box, tongue, and stirrup. So let us have a look at how exactly a shoe looks like in a detail. I'm sure all of you have seen the picture of a shoe before, or even worn one, right? But let us just break it down for the sake of our foot orthosis, right? So this lower part, let me just take a pointer out, which should I guess yeah. So this lower part this is the lower part of your foot orthosis, and this is the upper part of the foot orthosis. Pretty self-explanatory. So in the lower part you have the outer sole, you have the heel, you have the breast, you have the flex point, and then in the upper part you have the heel counter, you've got the quarter, you've got the thread, tongue, lay stay, upper shoe upper, the toe box, toe cap, vamp, etc. So toe box is, I think, in the lower two, because that's where your toes lie. But let us have a discussion. So the lower part has the sole. So this is the part that comes in contact with the ground. So the outer part would come in contact with the ground. The inner part, which is also called as the insole, is the one that rests against the foot. So if you want arch supporters, inbuilt arch supporters along with your shoes, you need to have these arch supporters like on the inner surface, because they come in contact with your toe. So the inner surface of the shoe should be modified such that it supports the arch of the feet. Or you can have external insoles inserted inside your shoe that would do the same purpose, that will support your arch. So you've got the bar straps of the wedges, which are commonly attached to foot orthosis, and they get their leverage attachment through the sole and exert their force, right? And then you have the ball, that is the widest part of your sole, and it's located in the region of the metatarsal heads. The shank, which is the narrow part of the sole between the heel and the ball. Right, the uprights of the AFOs, or our ankle foot orthosis, attach themselves to a stirrup at the shank region. Right, the shank, that is the back part of your shoe, And then you have the toe spring, which is the space between the outer sole of and the floor. You see that your shoe is slightly curved up in the front, so that is your toe spring, and this helps to produce a rocker effect during toe off phase in the gait cycle. So that gives you that extra push to facilitate gait and to speed up gait. So especially for runners, this toe spring would actually give them leverage to run faster, right? Next you have the components of the upper part, which is the quarter, and this is the posterior portion of the upper shoe. Posterior is back portion of the upper shoe. A high quarter is referred to as a high top, and it is used by runners and footballers to get a greater sensory feedback and prevent retrocalcaneal pain. So calcaneum is a bone that is on top of the heel. If you touch the back of your, if you just touch top of just above your heel, you can feel a bone, and that is your calcaneum, right? So calcaneal injury are very common on athletes. So a tool that clings the calcaneum, a shoe that totally covers the calcaneum is required to prevent retrocalcaneal pain, heel pain while running or while doing activity like playing football, and even cricket to some extent. So heel counter, in sports shoe there is a reinforcement of the quarter posteriorly called the heel counter, specifically for athletes, right? These features on the shoe, and they make sure that the shoe is stable and it supports the calcaneus, right? The calcaneal bone. Then you have the vamp, which is the anterior portion of the upper portion and is often reinforced with a toe box anteriorly. So in front of the tongue, it protects the upper forefoot behind the lace and behind where exactly the lace stays. So it is just above your ankle. The upper part of your foot is protected by the vamp. It makes sure that sufficient cushioning is provided to your metatarsals. Then you have the thread, the opening where through which you can insert your foot in it. The toe box, these toe box are like padding for your toes. They prevent injury to the toe when a footballer kicks a football or something like that. It's quite a lot of force with which a footballer kicks the football, and that can it is actually good enough to fracture your toe, right? That amount of force, if proper cushioning is not given, then it can fracture the toe. And in order to provide that cushioning, in order to provide that extra protection to your toes, and in order to make sure that the toes are not stubbing with the shoes and which can result in nail injury, the toe box is present, right? The tongue is the part that actually widens the mouth of the shoe, so inserting your foot becomes easier. So if the lace is if the foot has got really narrow orifice through which you have to push your foot in, then that becomes really difficult. So tongue actually loosens the throat part of the shoe, so you can insert your foot nicely. And then it also provides cushioning to the area near the ankle while you're tying the lace, because laces are tightly tied, right? So it shouldn't cause bruise on your skin. So tongue protects that from happening. And lastly, you have the stirrup, which is a piece on the outer sole in the shank region, and it is just in front of the heel, offering attachment to metal uprights. So these metal uprights are used in case of ankle foot orthosis. So when you're manufacturing a foot orthosis, you have to make sure that you have all these extensions, because today the patient might need just a foot orthosis, or tomorrow they might need extra fittings to support other joints, or vice versa. Maybe the patient requires extra fitting to support his or her ankle initially, and then as their condition improves, they do not require ankle support. They are just happy with just foot support. So you have to make sure that your device is flexible enough to counter for these changes that are occurring in the patient's body, right? I think AF force we shall discuss in the next video. I hope you take care till then, and I shall see you again in another video sometime soon. Take care.